Well, welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. It's time now to review headlines from today's newspapers with the Ombudsman of This Day and Arise Media Group and This Day Newspaper Limited Group Executive Director, Kayode Komolafe. Good morning, KK.
Good morning, Adifemi.
Good morning, KK.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Mr. Komolafe.
Good morning, Oji.
Good morning.
It was Oji's birthday yesterday.
Many happy returns.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's like a whole weekend of birthday celebrations.
Yes, I'm celebrating
and
today.
And it continues today, right?
Yesterday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Okay.
All for Genix.
Only Genix.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you,
marathon,
guys. Thank you, yes.
All right, KK, we'll have to rush through this so that we can take as many papers, well, maybe 2 or 3, because of the time. We'll start, of course, with this day. The lead story here says, Atiku, Tambuwal, Lamido rejects Saraki, Mohammed as Northern PDP's consensus presidential candidates. And with the riders denounced Babangida-backed Ango Abdullahi's report. PDP summons NEC meeting Wednesday. Tinubu, Umahi, others hosted by Aisha Buhari at ITFA. I believe that was last night. And on top of that, of course, is a story that we've been on since yesterday when it broke. Alafin Lamidi Adeyemi dies, buried in glory. Leaders mourn monarch. On top of the strip, on top of the masthead, federal government to boost crude oil production in 2 weeks. And on a good note for staff of This Day Group, the story on the window, This Day Group announces new appointments. Konye Nwabogo replaces Ruth Osime as executive editor of Style magazine, and Funke Babs Kufeji serves as deputy executive editor. 2 lovely, brilliant ladies that I know very well. Congratulations are in order to them. And last but not the least, 108 fear dead as illegal refinery explodes in Imo State. That will be on page 6 of the paper. Those are the stories on the cover of This Day Today. KK.
Quickly,
Yes.
first to join you in congratulating Konya and Funke.
Okay.
I think I endorse your comments. That they are,
KK endorses this comment.
yes, I endorse your comment fully. I really wish them well. And while doing that, also to pay, to pay some salute, to Ruth Osime, who actually has raised the standard of style reporting, in Nigeria, and in the process, has also mentored, generations, of style reporters, some of whom have also become stars, in their own right. So while wishing Konye and Funke well, and expecting that they will even raise the bar higher than Ruth did, we should actually commend, the contributions of Ruth to the development of This Day Style, which has become the flagship, of style reporting, in Nigeria.
It's 19 years she's been
19 years.
editor of This Day Style. Amazing. She's really held forth, and like you said, she changed the standard and all of that.
She'll be joining the Arise team now, isn't it?
I'm not 100%, but it'll be nice to see that.
We wish her the
it
very
says
best
here
anyway,
that Konya's appointment marks a generational shift, and it's a strategic one. So let's see what we're rooting for Konya to see the new things that she'll add or bring to This Day Style.
It's great news, and also to join the rest of the world, in paying condolences to the people of Oyo, and indeed, the Yoruba people, worldwide, on the passing on of Alafin of Oyo. It's remarkable that he has had a long reign, and what even makes it particularly remarkable is that, remember, his own father, reigned for only 9 years. He ascended the throne in 1945.
Yes.
In the heat of the political problems, of the early 50s, got caught up and was dethroned in 1954. But here you have the son, who later ascended the throne. Now was on the throne for 52 years, perhaps the longest reigning Alafin, ever. And that has been attributed by a lot of observers, to his political savvy, and also for the fact that he's been quite consistent in being a custodian, of Yoruba culture, and tradition. So, condolences, to the people of Oyo and his family. The political story on the front page of this day is very interesting. That what we are having now, the problem PDP is having now is, first of all, getting a consensus candidate in the north, and not, for the whole, for the party as a whole. The party will go into convention, and if the party does not zone the presidential ticket to the south, then it means that it will have aspirants from all over the country, contesting for the ticket, So it is very interesting that even within the north, it's been a real battle, to be able to get, to have a consensus candidate, a consensus aspirant who in turn now will not, possibly contest, for the ticket, along with other southern aspirants. But this all, again, comes to the question that in all this, why perhaps maybe the parties could have found it easier in reaching, quote and unquote, this consensus, if these aspirants are actually, advancing ideas. So it will be very easy to say, okay, it should be aspirant A and not aspirant B on the basis of certain ideas which he or she is professing, which is consistent with the party's own program and ideology, or to say that you are not supporting a particular aspirant because his views, his ideas, are at variance with other the party. But when you do politics in an ideological vacuum, this is the sort of thing that you have. So, wish, the PDP ahead of his convention, but it just shows that it's going to be a very tough battle, to be able to arrive, at a consensus candidate, okay, which perhaps is the experience of the other parties too.
Okay. All right. Do we do...
This day style?
Very, very quickly, because before we go to any more papers, on the cover of This Day Style, we have the senior leadership for MBA Africa. So you've got Victor Williams, who is the MBA CEO for MBA Africa. And then you've got Gbemi Abudu, who is the MBA country manager for Nigeria. Now, just a few months ago, they officially opened up shop in Nigeria, which is a good thing in terms of the NBA Africa wanting to bring basketball to the continent and make that a lot more inclusive. Sometimes when we hear about people bringing things to the continent, it tends to be concentrated in either South Africa or North Africa. But the fact that this is coming into Nigeria shows that they're definitely trying to span the continent. So big congratulations to the NBA Africa team, and you can pick up a copy of This Day Style to read about that.
Congrats to them.
Congrats.
Let's do The Guardian?
Sure, let's move over to The Guardian newspaper. The lead story there. 20 years on, Cameroon's Bakassi villages still on the map. INEC's election directory on page 2. The riders there. The UN is saying indigents decry neglect by Nigeria. Plan referendum to agree with or reject Green Tree Agreement. Election body refuses to recognize new Bakassi wards. Now, an ex-Bakassi Council chief is saying that the National Assembly is yet to ratify treaty, and Bassi seeks special economic zone status for the area. Now, there's another story that is the picture story there, an illegal oil refinery site in Imo State, where about 100 people reportedly died following an explosion on Friday. This is horrific. It is. Yeah, well, we need to wrap up the show. I don't know if you want to quickly touch on this Imo State illegal explosion, really quickly.
Yes, it's a disaster, and it just shows the level of anarchy, that is going on, in the socio-economic scene, that to imagine that over 100 people, got burned, because of the illegal activities of people, just for calls for alert, on the part, of security agencies, and the regulators, to prevent this kind of disaster from happening.
Yes.
And if you permit, just to quickly mention, there's another story on the front page of Guardian that will interest us.
Okay.
That 23 years,
yes,
after this democracy,
that
water supply, is still a luxury, And that is what I'm talking about, ideas, that...
Was that water?
Water.
Yes, water. So portable water, still a luxury 23 years after return of democracy. It's a special feature on page 24 of The Guardian.
Whereas, during the election, all these candidates at various levels, they will go into these villages, in the rural areas, a campaign, but we discover that the basic needs of the people are not mentioned. And that's why we should insist that politics should be conducted on the basis of policies, ideas, and programs, on which they could be held responsible. For instance, it's significant that President Goodluck, after about 6 years in power, it was only, I think, about 2 or 3 years ago that the current Minister of Water Resources had to commission the water works in Otuoke.
Wow.
Sure. Well,
all right,
Keke,
thank you for today. We apologize that it was a short, period to do this. Next week is there. Thank you so much.
Next week.
And that brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching. Do stay safe. I'm Steve Ayorinde.
Have a great weekend. I'm Adefemi Akinsanya.
And I'm Oji Okwe from our entire team here in Lagos, Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.